Hey there, folks. In this video, we're going to be talking about swing trading, how you can swing trade using candle confirmation. Okie dokie. Because I know many of you got jobs to work around. Maybe scalping is a little bit difficult for you, like nailing that 1 minute, right? So I'm going to give you another option here. We're going to be talking about the daily and the weekly. The daily candle confirmation deals, sometimes they'll play out in the same day, but a lot of times they do end up being swings. So we're going to talk about both. Okay. Before we get into that, again, giving you that reminder, if you are not in my free Discord, you need to be in there. All right. Because I post these candle confirmation deals in there. So you are able to see it play out in real time. No hindsight, real time. You're able to see this stuff play out. And when you see it on a consistent basis, you start to think like me. You start to see the same things that I do. You need to watch the videos, of course, because that's going to give you the framework. But then once you get in here and you see these charts real time, it makes a world of difference, and you start to piece it together when you see it on a consistent basis. It won't happen overnight, but when you see it on a consistent basis, it's gonna start to click for you. That's why I'm stressing that you need to be in here. You need to be in here 100% free. Okay. Now, with that being said, also, I want to give you a reminder that coming into 2025, so coming into January, I'm going to be opening up the mentorship to a full class again. That is called the 1% Club, but come 2025, I'm renaming it to Full-Time Trading Academy, FDA for short. Only reason for that is because it's really just a personal goal for me. My goal in 2025 teaching goal is to create several full-time traders. All right. And I'm going to be working with people because this isn't like, one of your mentorship chats where, you're just another number. I'm really working closely with you folks, and I'm going to make some full-time. Mark my fucking words. Mark my words. You're going to see it in 2025. I ain't on here just yapping. All right. Mark my words. You're going to see it. In 2025, you're going to see several full-time traders rated in here with candle confirmation. I'm that confident in this strategy. It's the best system I've ever found. It is the simplest system. And I've proved it month after month. I posted stuff beforehand, no hindsight. And I'm showing you guys how this stuff unfolds. I mean, it's really that good. It's not a holy grail, but it's the best thing. Now, I've been doing this since 2014, and it's the best strategy that I have. So if you want to get in there, there's 100 people max that's going to be let in. Again, because we want to keep this place small. And it'll always be like this. It's never going to be a super big chat, because that's what makes it great. Is because of this community. Like, I'm able to focus, and that's why my chat, that's why we have people getting consistent payouts. That's why we have people banking in here. It's because it's a smaller chat. 100 max. After that, you got to wait for either a new spot to open up. Like, say if somebody leaves the chat later, then I have a new spot that opens up, maybe the following month. But if you want to be in there 2025, then there's going to be a link to the waiting list in the video description. Or if you are in the Discord, the free Discord chat, what you can do is you can just navigate up here and you'll see sign up, and then you could just click that link and it'll take you to the wait list. So back to the video though. All right, so USD CHF, this isn't hit the target yet, but we're going to talk about it still because it's a good example. Whether it's a win, whether it's a loss, it's a good example to go over. So, we had this right here. Step number one, as I've talked about in the other videos, you want to see that conviction. You want to see that strength, right? This did come down, clean out this level, but it basically created relative equal lows. But you really want to keep your focus right here. Because step number one, you want to see price if it's a bear scenario. You want to see price in that downswing. So we get a strong close beneath that previous low right there. My cursor's pointing now. It closed beneath that. And what that tells us is it did not respect that level. It snapped it in half. It snapped it in half. It crushed that thing, right? It didn't respect it as a level of support. So when we see that, since it didn't respect it as a level of support, my focus then goes to that low right there, to run out that low right there. We're in that downswing. It ain't showing any signs of strength. So listen to it. I don't give a damn about that. I don't care about that swing point right there that it cleaned it out. It created relative equal lows. But here's the thing. It's still showing weakness. So if it's still showing weakness, you believe the chart until it tells you otherwise. If you're given new information later, you can adapt to that new information, but that's what you want to see first. After you get that and you come into a brand new day, so Thursday in this case, for candle confirmation on the daily, you need to see a push up after midnight. So here's midnight, brand new day, and you want to see it press up. Here's what you want to see. You want to see Asian session highs, buy liquidity taken. Asian session begins at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. It's going to end at midnight. So you want to see it press up after midnight and run out that liquidity. 1 hour buy side liquidity as well, of course, which, probably going to be in the same area. So you have the 1 hour buy side taken. You have the Asian session highs taken. You want to see both of that, okay? That is your liquidity run. This thing's pressing up. Look, higher low, higher low, higher low. It's pressing up. It's looking real bullish, right? That's what you want to see. That's what we call the fake move. That right there is what we call the fake move. Just like with the 5 minute, that would look for like the 1 hour, 4 hour. With this, you have it right here on the 1 hour here, and it's pressing up. It's the same thing, just a higher time frame. And it's pressing up, making new highs. The Asian session highs cleaned out, and of course, you need your old low tested that it displaced beneath. So you get your old low tested right there. It tested, boom. So you got your old low tested. You got your liquidity ran on your 1 hour. Now this is where you want to go down to the 15 minute for your displacement. After that happens, you go to your 15 minute and you hunt for displacement. You see that right there? That's where you get your confirmation. Fair value gap, strong close. You need your fair value gap and you need your strong close. That's just a classic market structure shift deal right there. After you run the liquidity, look for that move lower. That move lower needs to have a strong close beneath a short-term low. Right there is your short-term low, and it gives the fair value gap. What you do next is for your entry is, as I've recommended with the 1 hour and the 15 minute, wait for a premium. But here's the thing. It comes up into a premium right there. That's where you enter. And if you want to do it like me, how I would do it. Now, I don't do the daily, weekly candle conference. I do the 4 hour and the 1 hour. I'm a scalper, as you guys, I'm sure you understand by now. But you could do the 1-to-1. It's up to you. I'm not saying you got to do it exactly like me, folks. I really like 1-to-1. I love 1-to-1. The 1-to-1's built my career. Base hits, it's built my career. Low-hanging objectives, that's where it's at. All right, that's what I like. And I find that's where most traders thrive if they give it a chance. It's they thrive in those low-hanging objective areas. Swinging for home runs is a trading death sentence for most folks. All right, and unfortunately, that's what's preached in the industry by, basically everybody. But some folks do. Some folks do gravitate to larger winners, having bigger winners. There are those folks out there that do gravitate to that and that do well with that. So you could utilize the rules and, keep your stop above this high of that shift, where that shift occurred right there. And you can do it like that and you can get good risk reward. But just understand what comes with big risk reward. I get that this thing is moving real smoothly in this case. There's not a lot of chop or anything. But keep in mind, what comes with big risk reward is a lot more losses. There's the trade-off. And those losses can be a little bit more difficult for your psychology. 1-to-1 is best for your psychology, for most people, that is. But then that's how you could do it, though. That's how I would do it. So if you just want to simplify it, Mike, how would you do it, though? This is how I would do it. Just to give it ample wiggle room, just like you don't need to be perfect. You just need to know where it's price ultimately going to. Where is it ultimately drawn to? There. And then this allows for that imperfection, that chop, if it wants to do that. If it wants to, like, maybe you get caught, maybe like this is a little fake out. Like maybe you get like one last little fake out breakout, because we talked about before how like price can run on a high, etc., but it doesn't exactly invalidate the structure. That might be the case, and you'll get a lot of cases like that where it'll, have one last sweep and then it'll roll over, and you're protected from those scenarios by utilizing a 1-to-1. But yeah, like that's what you would do, and then you would run out that low down there. That would be your target. You're just going to let it do its thing. You're going to let it work. Okay. Now, let's say I've talked about this and how to manage candle. I'll link it in the video description. You need to watch this as well. It's called something like how to manage candle confirmation setups. Because, somebody looks at this, right? And they're like, but Mike, you got to swing low right there. And you're right, actually. Like, you do got to swing low, and it actually cleans out this right here. This could have a leg up here, absolutely. It could, because there's liquidity there, and it's got that up there. But does that really, does that concern me? Like, does it really change my mind ultimately on the play? Not really, because there's no conviction there. Like, you see how, if this comes up, and then it gets like a strong close above this high right here, look at my cursor. If that came up, and that got a strong close above that high right there, then you can adapt, and then you could look for the door, and then you could look to bail. Even if it hasn't hit like your full stop out point, you can look for the door at that point. But until that conviction to the upside is there, you're good, you're fine. Just let it do its thing, okay? And run out that low. So also, I want to go over this weekly deal now. We talked about the daily. I gave you clear rules for the daily. Remember, the daily, same deal as like what we do with the 4 on the 1 hour. You want the strong close, and then you want, you want that move after midnight, taking Asian session highs or lows, depending on whether it's a bullish or bearish scenario. Your 1 hour sweep. You do the 1 hour sweep, just like you do the, the 5 minute with like the 1 hour, for example. You would do the 1 hour for the daily. You want to see Asian session lows and highs taking those as well. That's another thing. You want your old high, old low tested. And then you want your 15-minute displacement, enter at a premium or a discount, slap a 1-to-1, let it do its thing. Real simple, right? And then you adapt, you listen to pricing and you'll adapt accordingly if it does have new information later. With the weekly though, what's the liquidity sweep, etc., and all that good stuff on the weekly? How would you approach a weekly? Well, we're going to go over this. This was a setup that we had recently on USD CAD, weekly candle confirmation. Look, I had that strong close. If you look at my cursor right there, you follow my cursor. We had that strong close above this high right here. Let me go to replay real quick. I kind of want to take your focus. Here's what it looked like. We had that strong close, and then the following week, what are we looking for? We're looking for a pullback into that right there, which it does. You see? It pulls back into that old high. That's what we want. So here's the thing. We still got this liquidity intact up above. And we have the old high level tested right there on the weekly chart. Okay? That's our key pivotal point. So we got conviction. We got the old high tested. And what do we want to see for the liquidity? Well, you want to see a 4-hour on the weekly. So again, when you're on the weekly candle confirmation, you got your conviction, you got your pullback, you want to see a 4-hour sweep, we got it. See how it's coming down here? And I mean, right here, really, like, look, 4-hour sell side taken, and then further 4-hour. So basically, you're anticipating that this move lower that you're seeing right now, this big explosive 4-hour move lower that you're seeing right now, is really a fake move, and it's not going to be sustained because you have that strong close up there. This is just creating liquidity. It's baiting in and creating liquidity above these highs right here, further liquidity above these relative equal highs. And then it's having this big move lower down into your old high, that key pivotal point right there, you see? So you got your liquidity sweep, check. You got your strong close and never taking it, check. You got your old high tested, check. What do you look for next? Next, you look for a 1-hour displacement. That's where you're going to look for your confirmation for this. With the daily, you do 15-minute. With the weekly, you do 1 hour. Okay? And here's the thing. You look for a displacement. You just let it work. It ain't doing it right now, is it? Nope. There you go. Confirmed. Now, this is interesting. This is where some folks are going to get tripped up. Because I knew likely it was probably going to clean this out, these lows down here. Do I care? Nope. What do you mean you don't care, Mike? Get your focus away. Okay, undo your brainwashing for a moment. Get your focus away from having the perfect entry. So you can go flex on social media and say how smart you are, right? For a lot of folks, that's the go. As soon as they get that entry, they get a good entry on something, and they'll be like, oh God, let me get my screenshot. Oh, let me go plug it on social media, right? So get your focus away from doing that. Your focus is on where's price going. That's the more important thing. Entry is not as important. Yeah, we still we utilize certain signatures to get our entry, right? So I'm not saying it's not important at all. It is, but it's not nearly important as understand where price is. So here's the thing. I got the liquidity sweep. I got the old high tested. And what's the criteria for, the shift? I want to see that fair value gap. I want to see that strong close. Does it not give it right there? It does. I get you got clean lows down below, but it's got the criteria. So don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. Because then you get into the trap of trying to be right and wrong too much when you should just be pulling the damn trigger and letting price do what it needs to do and trusting your system, trusting your edge. And here's the thing. If you're operating with that 1-to-1, this is what I love about it, is if you're operating with that 1-to-1, you don't care. If you're targeting this high up here and you got a 1-to-1 on that thing, you don't care. You're letting it do its thing. See what I mean? So again, what do you wait for now though? You wait for a discount. You enter off a discount. Okay? It comes down into a discount. There you go. Gives you an opportunity. So it starts to work, kind of chops around, comes down. We're not worried about it. We're not worried about it. Remember, 1-to-1, you're still sitting in it, letting it do its thing. But then we come into, this is going to be interesting because we're coming to a brand new week, and it kind of ties into the previous talk that I was just having a second ago. It never, on that particular week, because you're swing trading it, on that particular week, it never did come up and clean out these highs. And it ended up closing. It ended up closing, but here's the thing. What do we do with, say it closes right there. What do we do with that information? Does anything change? No, nothing changes. Remember I told you a second ago, unless you get a strong close beneath a previous low in there, it's still bullish. It's still respecting this it's respecting this high. It didn't take care of that low and it got a strong close above it. I still got that high intact up above. There's nothing bearish about it. And when it closes like that and it doesn't take out that high, think of it like this. All it really did was create more fuel for price, the fuel being liquidity. Okay, because it had a big push up, it had to take a breather, pull back. And what this did right here, because it's in that in-between area, when I say the in-between area, it didn't take out the high, it didn't take out the low, so it creates liquidity on that following week. And what does it do after it creates that liquidity the following week? There's liquidity above and below each candle. Here's previous week's lows. There's liquidity there that it comes down to collect. And I still got my strong close up above. That's the draw. So here's the thing. I just told you, nothing's changed. There's no conviction to the downside, is it? Nope. But you do got that strong close still there. And you do got more liquidity taken now. You see what I mean? So there's nothing bearish about it. And if you operate with a 1-to-1, you're still sitting in the play. You're just kind of just waiting for it to play out to fruition. And so you're outside the realm of all that chop, and boom, it takes care of it, right? And I know something's on a few of you guys' mind about news. I'm going to get into that here in a second. But here's the thing, folks. You don't care about having the perfect entry. I don't care about having the perfect entry. With 1-to-1, you just let it do its thing. Now, yeah, like again, I'm not saying you got to do it like that. Some of you just can't, you just like bigger winners. Then you could just try to time it and do it like that. But you're going to get stopped out more. But when you do get it, it is true that once you do get it, you are well rewarded. You're well rewarded, and then it does make up for those losses. It's just those losses I find could weigh on a lot of people. And even with 1-to-1, like, you're going to get stopped out sometimes. Here's another key lesson. Like, you're going to get stopped out sometimes. But here's the thing. If you look at that chart, like say you get stopped out for your 1-to-1, but then you go and you look at that chart and it's still not displaying any bearish signatures, then you could look for a re-entry later. You absolutely can. Like say, it just like say you get stopped out, then it comes down and it takes out another key liquidity pool, like a previous low on the weekly or daily, etc. But it's still overall bullish. And then you get a new displacement. You can always look for a re-entry and then go at it again, as long as it's telling you, the information on that chart is telling you that it's still bullish. You see what I mean? Like, you can look for another entry on it, right? It needs to come from a rational place, not of, oh, I'm going to make my money back revenge trading. No, the chart's telling you it's still bullish. You can look for another entry. Simple as that. Now, here's a question about news. Mike, what do we do with news? High impact news. Do we hold? Do we bail? If you're swing trading, you're going to have to get used to holding through high impact news. I know some people are shocked by that. Mike saying hold through high impact news. You're going to have to if you're swing trading. It's not like scalping. It's safer than scalping because, of course, you got bigger stops on it. You got a lot more room to work, etc. But I mean, if you're going to be bailing on high impact news when swing trade, I mean, folks, we got high impact news about every dang day almost. You're going to be jumping in left and right, and that's going to skew with your results so much. It's going to be so difficult to see anything play out to fruition. You're going to have to hold through high impact news. Okay? It's not as risky as I said. You got more wiggle room. If you're scalping, my advice, don't. Because I don't hold through high impact news. I'm a scalper, though. I'm doing like the 1 minute to 5 minutes. So if you're doing this, well, you're in a different realm. So you're going to have to get used to it. Okay? We also have this Bitcoin. I actually got a weekly candle confirmation deal right now on Bitcoin. And I got a daily candle confirmation deal. And here's the thing. Another tip here for you. If you have a higher time frame candle confirmation deal in play, and then you have like a lower time frame candle confirmation deal in play in conjunction with that, your lower time frame candle confirmation deals are going to have even better follow through. Like, for example, say you got like a daily candle confirmation deal in play right now, and then you see 1 hour candle confirmation deals in conjunction with that on the lower time frame, you're going to get even better follow through with those 1 hours now. So like, you can actually do both if you want to. It's really up to you. You could have that daily playing out, and then you can just go in and like scalp those 1 hours, those 1 hour candle confirmation deals, and just completely bank. Because you're with that overall tide. Again, what are the rules with daily candle confirmation? You got your old high right here, and you got your strong close above that high. So then the focus goes to this right here. It comes down and it tests the old high right there. You see? That's what you want to see. It leaves the high intact up above. Now, what do we look for? You need to see that move after midnight, remember? So where's midnight? Midnight's right here. And it comes down. Does it take Asian session low sell side right there? Remember, it begins at 19 into midnight. It takes care of it right there. 1 hour sell side taken. You're good to go. Now you can look for what? After that's taken, you got your old high tested. You can look for a 15-minute displacement. So here's the thing. You get your 15-minute where? Right there. Look. See that? So then where's the discount? You got your entry right there. Target that high. So this, of course, is still in process. It's a swing, 1-to-1. See what I mean, folks? That's how you would approach it. So simple, right? But oh, it's so effective. And forget my results. I made over 200K last month. I'm up over 200K this month. My students' results, that tells you everything. You know, I have folks getting funded. You know, you see it, I plug it. I plug it on Twitter or X. I plug it. You know, we see it in Discord. So many folks are just banking with this now. Just so many folks. That's what I told you guys, 2025, you're going to see some full-time traders with this. You're going to see plenty. And I'm just that confident in this strategy because there's just nothing like it. It's just, in my opinion, you know, I'm not one of those folks saying my strategy is the best, forget everything else, right? And trying to create like a cult like some people do. No, like there's other stuff to trade out there. There's other ways to make money. But let me just say, I've been doing this since 2014. I've traded plenty of different strategies and I have plenty of stuff that works along the way. I have a lot of stuff in my arsenal. This is the best thing by far that I have found with all my experience. So do I think it's in your best interest, you know, to listen to me? If I've been doing this for this long and this is the best thing that I've found. And I have the results to prove it month after month. I have the students' results proving that this stuff works. If you lack an edge, if you lack direction, if you're already making money doing what you do, then keep doing what you're doing. No doubt about that. If you're making money with another strategy, you're banking, you're content, good for you. But if you do lack that direction, I'm giving you an option here. I'm giving you a way. All right. You know, it's the saying, I can lead you to the water, but I can't make you drink. Okay. But yeah, folks, watch this video. If it's still unclear, watch this video several times. I gave you very clear rules to go by. Also watch the other videos that I made on candle confirmation as well. Follow along in my free Discord chat daily and it'll click. It'll start to click for you. And again, mentorship opens next year, and mentorship, you know, you'll be able to attend streams with me, which takes the learning experience to a completely different level because you get to see me operate. Like we're talking about this stuff live. We're talking about this stuff live. I'm giving you a game plan beforehand on everything. And then of course you get that more one-on-one attention from myself, but completely optional. It's just for those folks that want to take it to that next level. But still though, I would recommend if you're not in there, get in the free Discord at least. If you're serious about candle confirmation, it's a must. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you leave a like, you subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and I will see you later.